Hey guys, Aaron from houseofha.com, Behind the Camera's Melody, and we'd like to welcome you to the inside of our home on a wonderful rainy day while living nomadic in the country. So normally you see us out in beautiful places and going to amazing views, but today it's raining, so this is the view that we're getting to enjoy, so we thought we'd share it with you. It's really not that bad. It's actually been a really kind of nice, cozy morning. We are in Central Oregon. You are looking at the Haystack Reservoir. Are we near anything, Melody? We're north of the town of Bend, right?
No, yes, we're northeast of Bend. We're at the Crooked River National Grassland.
Yes, that's a much better way to describe it. This is our third grassland in our travels we've hit so far. So as you can see, it's drizzly, it's rainy. It's very beautiful. You can see we've got our tarp-rito all covered up on the picnic table. That has the majority of our stuff. We have a pretty excellent tarp wrapping system Melody and I have developed through our travels that seems to work really well to keep things protected from the moisture, from the rain, snow. We've been through the snow in it. That's kind of how we got here today. This is why we're sort of like, it's a rainy day, it's not too bad. We're cuddled up here inside Chewy. This is our bed, by the way. This is our house. When we're not outside, out there, this is where we're sleeping.
There's our battery. There's our phones charging.
Yep, it's very exciting. This is life. This is really more what it's like to be nomadic on the road.
Grimlock's underneath
Grimlock's
me.
back here. He's weathered this storm quite well. He's really comfortable. I don't know if you can
I don't know if I can get over there.
There you go.
Is that him? There's a paw. Okay.
So, the day started out, it was yesterday. We went to 2 national monuments, correct?
Not yesterday.
Yeah, we started our day off. We started off going to some volcanoes. We went to the Lava Butte. And did that.
Yeah, but it's all part of the same park. It's just like a different...
I guess that's true.
It's all part of the Newberry National Volcanic Monument.
Here in Central Oregon. Which apparently Oregon is one of the most, for like volcanic activity, geologically, Central Oregon is the most geologically active spot in like North America. I had no idea. I always think of like Northern California and that portion. I don't ever think of Oregon that way, but there's some big ass volcanoes out here. So anyway, we started that day off doing that, and it was warm and it was nice. It was a little chills. We're driving through there, but nothing bad. Looking for a campsite, we kept finding some difficulty, but we tried camping at that park we were at with the what's it called, the lava bed, the lava butte. I'm sorry, I'll get to the point of my story. Anyway,
what he's trying to say is that we tried to camp at this Newberry Monument the day before, but we couldn't because everything was snowed in. But then, and it was too dark or like too late at night when we got there to check with anybody. So we spent the night just north of there, came back the next day, and then we were able to get to that campground because it had miraculously opened overnight on the first day. Go.
So that's what happened. So we ended up finding a campsite as we were driving around eventually during the day, and we pull in there, and it was near this. It was near the lake, and it started snowing. Basically, it was happening. It was the only campsite we found that was open. There were still camp in the campground itself. There were sites that had like trees that had toppled down. Like they were still in the midst of cleaning up this from the winter, from all the debris and things like that. So we pulled in there, it was covered up as far as the feet. So we're like, okay, this is free camping for the night because they're still setting up, but they're letting people come in, probably not full services. Awesome. No. The camp host came around to us, and he had just 20 minutes after we got there, had taken the sign thing off and started accepting payments at that point. So he's like, yeah, it's going to be $18. And it was snowing. We're like, is it going to be like this all day, or does it kind of go in flurries? He's like, oh no, we're expecting about 3 to 5 inches of snow tonight. And I was like, awesome. I went back and told Melody, and I was like, oh, by the way, we have to pay, and it's going to snow here. So this beautiful spot next to this lake suddenly became very less appealing because we were not going to pay to be cold. We can do the snow. It's not a problem. Like, we've been to the Colorado Rockies, and we've been through Utah during the snow. Like, it's just, if we have a choice, I prefer not to, So we decided to keep driving down the road until eventually we found this place here. and got this spot set up, and it was drizzling during the night, so we tarped everything up, but it just didn't stop raining all night. So we've decided to kind of hunker down inside here, and that's the long story. Eventually I was saying we spent our day hanging out inside here in our car, which for a lot of people out there who've been telling us should we get a pop-up? There's a lot of fingers shaking out there in YouTube going, I told you should be in a pop-up. If you had a pop-up, this wouldn't be a problem. Which is true.
Everybody's stuck indoors.
Everyone's stuck indoors. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all relative, I guess. But I could be inside an enclosed pop-up. I could be inside an RV. It's true, I'd be a little more comfortable. But I don't know. I think having a little discomfort in your life is not a bad thing. It's not horrible. Like, I'm not freezing, but I'm chilly. And, I'm relatively dry. It's mildly at the end of the feet, a little bit damp and stuff, but it's not bad. But I think that's kind of why you do this. I'd rather us, like as Melody's put it before, I'd rather feel our lives rather than just existing in it. And when you're, if you put yourself in a spot where you're going to be living in the back of your car in a big cushion with a bunch of pillows and blankets, and you have, 3 different size tarps and a bunch of bungee cords because you go places where it's sunny and then all of a sudden the weather's changed. It went weird yesterday. Like, we drove 70-degree weather to hail to frozen rain to a weird ass fog that kind of misted up off the ground. That came out of nowhere, to snow, full on just snow again, into rain. So I think that's, maybe that's just Oregon. I think if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, it'll change. But if you want to live this lifestyle and you want to travel the country.
We've been waiting a lot of minutes.
Huh?
We have been waiting a lot of minutes.
We've been waiting a lot of minutes. I'm ready for a change. I keep looking out there and thinking there's a break in the clouds. But it's not. It's a weird sun mirage.
No, it's like an extra darker cloud that makes the rest of it look, more clear.
But isn't that pretty? Isn't that just a gorgeous view? Like we've talked about we got this morning looking at this going, well, it's rain, it's not snow. That's pretty awesome. We picked a good camp spot because we got an amazing view of the lake. It's all plus. You know what it is? This is one of those situations.
What is it?
This is one of those situations where attitude, I think, is really the deciding factor in how well this whole thing is going to go. Because here's what's happening. It's going to rain, and in the next, 20 minutes or less, Melody and I are going to have to walk out there, and we're going to get wet because we're going to have to pack the car up. But we have figured out a series of tarp systems that we can crawl underneath to make this, this wet experience a little more, manageable.
A duck is out there.
Well, that's a Canadian goose.
That looks just like a duck, dude. Anyway, so we're going out there like a duck.
But it's about attitude. Because you're going to have to experience... Look, this situation is going to happen either way. You're going to experience wet and rain regardless. Do you want to experience it, pissed off and bitching and have a poor attitude? Or do you want to experience it just making the best of it? I prefer to make the best of it. There was a time we first started doing these trips when this would have been I'd have broke. No, I'd had a bad attitude. I was like, this fucking sucks. It's uncomfortable. I'm looking for fucking misery everywhere, but I don't see it at this now. I see it I got a beautiful view. I'm dry. My stuff's dry. Dude, we even had sandwiches. We had food. We were prepared. If I want to drink black coffee, I've got hot coffee and a thermos in there. We're doing really good. So I think that's a takeaway from this, is that a rainy day is really whatever you're going to make of it. Even if you're living in the back of your car and you're car camping across the country with you, your wife, and a dog. You've
been talking for 9 minutes and 15 seconds.
I hope it's been useful talking, or people get something out of it. I've enjoyed it. I feel like I do. I feel like I'm going to walk into this situation of packing with that mindset going, I'm having a positive attitude because I'm choosing to.
Good.
And that's going to affect the rest of my day.
Mine too.
So, yeah, big time. Happy wife, happy life. Anyway, we're gonna get to get some shoes on and get to this work so we can get this car packed up. So, thank you for checking in. If you have any suggestions other than getting a pop up, for for how to manage the rain, or any ideas you have, We didn't get video of it. But we made a sweet ass, like, we made not just like, we made a fort is what we did. We took our table and a bunch of our totes, we stacked it up as an anchor in the back, and we hooked tarps across the thing. We didn't get video of it because I had a bad attitude later and I didn't want to do a video. So again, it's all about attitude. So we're going to get to it. Thanks for checking in. As always, subscribe, share, have a reasonable day.